And if they really love you and respect you, then they will respect what you're doing as long as you're doing it within your own moral compass, in line with your own values, and, you're being safe. And what I mean by being safe is I'm not like, hey, here's my address, come over. Cause that was like my mother's main concern. She's like, oh my God, like, be careful. Like, I don't, what if these people like this and that? And it's like, no, that's not going to happen. First off, I'm very, very like low key about where I actually live. Like, nobody knows where I actually live. And I like to keep it that way. Like genuinely, like, people guess, and it's just so off. But, yeah, my family is so supportive. I have an older brother, and he's supportive too. And at first, he was kind of like, oh my God, like he was just like everyone else who was kind of like, what the hell? But now he's like, I can see it's a grind. He's like, honestly, like, I don't know who wants to reply to hundreds of people per day. He's like, that is wild, so he respects it. He respects the bodybuilding. He respects the diet. I mean, he's super fit himself, but not a bodybuilder, and he respects the jiu-jitsu. So I'm super thankful for having a family that's like just super supportive. Like, honestly, like, I'm super open with like my work with my mom. Like, if stuff's bugging me, I'll talk to her about it. I tell her specific things sometimes, and she's like, oh my God, that's crazy, so I'm super thankful, because I know a lot of women literally have this entire profession that they hide from their family. And, their family thinks that they're doing something completely different. Whereas me, it's like, I'm out and open. And that's a great feeling. And I think that, like I said, if people love and respect you, they'll see what you see, and they'll maybe learn to see eye to eye with it. But they all know it's a business. I mean, they know I'm working, more hours than them. They know it's constant, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I know I talk to some ladies that sometimes the families don't understand, especially the bodybuilding part of it, and also the other part about doing OnlyFans is, there's a lot of sexual it's, it started out, it's really, some people like this. OnlyFans started out from, remember there was a thing called Backpage, and then the government shut that down. But then there's an old saying that it's always a way around mousetrap, and you have even legitimate celebrities who have it. Like, I think Izzy Azalea has it.
Oh yeah, I mean, Cardi B is like the
Cardi
top
B,
seller,
yeah,
which is
I think
it's such bullshit in my opinion, because I think that OnlyFans should be for like members and fans to actually interact with the model. It's OnlyFans. It should be. That's just the way that I see it. But I guess I'm a little bit bitter about celebrities and people like that just like having it, and like, they're not online, they're not talking to you, they're not posting explicit content, and they're making so much money, but hey, they're already so rich. It's like, what about the people who are actually committed to their fans, that actually aren't making millions off of music videos or whatever, making music, whatever? I mean, I'm not taking anything away from them. Everyone who's successful works hard to some degree, but I think OnlyFans is for the fans to interact with the person that they think they're interacting with. But I can understand that the majority of people don't want to work that hard.
It's like any platform. Then when it gets popular by the masses, the higher ups want a part of it. I know one lady who I'm a fan of. She's an MMA fighter, and also she's been starting some boxing. Chris Cyborg. She has OnlyFans. They also sponsor her last couple of fights. Here we have my man KA says, where there is love, there is like hate, like good and bad. You just have to know how to deal with things. Just say, yeah, because you know what? Like sometimes, like people say, there's this movie with Kirk Douglas. It's called The Vikings, and it was him and, and Tony Curtis. They're supposed to be brothers, half brothers, and then there's a part where he says, I love you. He said, no, love. And Curtis said, I'd rather have your hate than your love. And I'm quoting some movies here. Or there's one movie called Bronx Tale where the boy says, do you rather be feared or be loved? And the man says, I'd rather be feared, because fear lasts longer. Yeah, it's true. And now as you are developing and growing, you last competed 2021. Are there any plans to come back, or you said, you're done, you're focused
I
on
actually last competed in 2020.
2020?
Yeah, 2020. Yeah, maybe eventually. I mean, I'm much more, I mean, obviously I'll still always improve my physique. I always want to look like a physique girl, but it doesn't mean that I have to take many harsh, you know, protocols and getting shredded and potentially losing muscle and just stressing out my body even more than it's already stressed out. Cause it's like now I train, I diet, you know, year round. I'm flexible, obviously. You know, I'm gaining some more fat now, but it's like I'm training jujitsu, you know, 5 days a week, sometimes more. I'm still lifting, I'm doing cardio, I'm in school, I'm working a ton with all of my businesses, family, dogs, you know, sleeping. You know, so I don't really care to go try to win some sort of, you know, vanity contest. You know, unless I actually have the chance to go pro, I think what I would do is just try to go pro and then be like, all right, peace out. Like, I'm not gonna, I mean, the girls, the top contenders in women's physique, it's like, for me, it's like, okay, maybe I'll revisit competing in like 5 to 10 years. Like, this is a long haul sport. And unfortunately, Instagram and my generation of people, you know, we want things fast. And so that's where bodybuilding is. People do their first bodybuilding show after a couple of years of training. Like me, I did that. But back in the day, you know, years and years ago, 80s, 90s, whatever, these people were training for 20 years probably before they even went on stage. I mean, I can't back that up with like statistics or facts, but like, you know what I mean? Whereas nowadays people think that they can be, you know, Sid Gillen in 5 years. And it's like, no, she's been training since she was like 8 or something. Like, it's in her blood, literally. So for me, it's like, you know, maybe eventually in like 5 years, maybe longer, it's like, you know, how will my physique look then? I'm sure it's going to look pretty damn phenomenal with being able to harden my legs, you know, a safer way and not just trying to move fast, not trying to push anything too hard, but really just creating and building some like beautiful true muscle, not just trying to get huge quick just to go pro fast. Because when I first started competing, I mean, my goal was to go pro by the time I was 21. And I realized quickly that I wasn't like Shanique Grant. I'm not this genetic crazy freak. You know, obviously she works hard and all that, but you know what I mean? I knew I wasn't. Soon after, I knew like, okay, that's not really going to happen and that's fine. And then, you know, now it's like with business and life, and just wanting to feel like an athlete year round, and then jujitsu, you know, competing is just not something I even think about, honestly.
Yeah, because something is the process that take time. Because I know I did a couple of interviews with some ladies who just started bodybuilding. One lady just got a pro card no more than a few months after she made her debut. I mean, and then also that muscle maturity. Because you know when you hit that level of development, when you get the size, everything comes. You get that graininess, you get that fullness, and yeah, and you know I think as the fans, especially a lot of these guys here, we all know we're muscle first most. And there's an old saying, when you ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard. And it's just something about, you know, people don't understand that this is a beauty to women with muscle. It's like any other woman, like, you know, like any other division, like bikini and wellness and also figure and physique and women's body. But it's just the beauty of how a woman changes the aspects of her body. And also, there's always that question about femininity. It's always going to, like, she's not feminine. But like I said, right here we have here Lexa. Lexa's an attractive young lady. She works out. She takes care of herself. And that's important to her. And, you know, when you exercise, what's your favorite exercise, least favorite exercise?
I don't have a least favorite exercise. I never have. I like to train everything. I'd say the past year and a half, I love training legs. That's been like just, I mean, I always enjoyed everything, but like back and shoulders is always my favorite, chest, anything upper. I don't have a favorite exercise. I mean, I guess if I had to choose one, even though I just don't really do them anymore, just due to like just staying clear of injury risk with rolling and doing so much jujitsu and wrestling now, my training has obviously had to change because I'm not just training hard and then, you know, oh, go walk on the Stairmaster. It's like, no, I'm training hard, walking on the Stairmaster, and then going and grappling for an hour straight. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a whole different stimulus for your body. So it's very smart to stay like obviously injury free, be careful, listen to your body. So overall, if I was to say a favorite exercise, deadlifts all the way, conventional deadlifts. I love deadlifts. Deadlifts have just always been my bread and butter. I love them. But I also love presses. I love rows. I love hack squats. I love hip thrusts now. I love it all, seriously. Like there's not one thing. I love training abs. I love training calves. I love it all. I mean, I don't believe in hating exercise. I mean, yeah, they're awful, but I love to torture myself in the gym for sure.
Yeah, I think sometimes I know what a lot of body say the less favorite one is cardio, anything legs, because sometimes they get out of the gym, they feel like the episode of Chappelle Show when Charlie Murphy meets Rick James and go back to Eddie's house and say, remember Rick said, "F your couch, Eddie."